Ranging from Southeast Asia to Japan and Canada, we've compiled another list of the top 10 vegetables you've never heard of, part 3. Number 10, dragon bamboo. Found in Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, and Indonesia, the dragon bamboo, giant bamboo, or sweet bamboo is one of the largest species of bamboo in the world. That's a lot of bamboo. This greenish gray colored bamboo that grows in clumps up to 98 feet or 30 meters tall is capable of prolific growth up to 16 inches or 40 centimeters per day. Cultivated at low and high altitudes along riverbanks, the dragon bamboo will produce purplish young shoots which are edible when cooked with no bitterness. In order for them to be tasty and edible, they need to be harvested before they poke through the top surface layer of soil. Tender and sweet when cooked, pickled, or preserved, the dragon bamboo has been used as a macaroni substitute by cutting them into strips. After peeling away the shoot, which we see here on a different variety I just tried out, about 1/3 of the total bamboo shoot is edible. Each shoot weighs around 12 pounds or 5.4 kilograms. After peeled, the edible portion left is about 4 pounds or 1.8 kilograms. A highly desired bamboo for their tender edible shoots, the dragon bamboo was at one point highly sought after by the food industry, which led to a rapid decline of it in the wild. Minimal conservation and reforestation efforts wiped out most of it from nature, which led to a new protocol to help repopulate it. Today, still recovering from greedy bamboo sellers, the dragon bamboo is yet another food on this planet, uncommon and unlikely to be tasted by most people. Number 9, red curry squash. Being a part of the Cucurbitaceae family, which is home to squash, pumpkins, and gourds, the red curry squash was created using a Hubbard squash. Red curry was developed on the island of Hokkaido, Japan, dating back to 1878, where it was bred to be smaller with its distinct flavor and thin skin. Other names include Hokkaido squash, climbing onion squash, baby red Hubbard, uchiki curry squash in Japan, and potimarron squash in France. This teardrop squash is 7 inches or 18 centimeters in diameter, featuring smooth, firm skin and its signature brilliant amber color, which can be reddish orange or have lighter orange speckles. Valued for its delicious nutty chestnut flavor, when cooked, the orange-yellow flesh on the inside offers a smooth, earthy eating experience. It's best consumed roasted, baked, boiled, and sautéed, just not raw. Don't bother trying to peel the tough skin, just cook with it on. You can eat it no problem. Added to curries, soups, breads, stews, tarts, or made into a tasty hummus when mixed with chickpeas. Often used as a vessel for casseroles, the inside handful of seeds are removed and is stuffed with onions, beans, herbs, and spices and baked. The red curry ripens from fall to midwinter and will store up to 6 months in a cool, dry place. Being my first time growing this one, I was able to get 3 squash to grow, a small, medium, and large one. Being a fairly easy squash to grow, medium-sized red curry squash got buried under foliage, and I found it a month after harvesting my first 2. Able to grow in many places around the world, this vegetable is a good source of iron, potassium, vitamin C, calcium, and vitamin A, and being low in calories is great for weight loss, and high in beta-carotene is good for the eyes. Number 8, galangal. This pale-colored ginger root is home to Indonesia, Malaysia, and India. Galangal, also known as garingal, ka, or louse root, is noticeably more white than ginger. Galangal tastes exactly as it smells, an insanely strong ginger, something like 5 times stronger, with a full bouquet of flowers with light citrus notes. When I tried this one, it was so potent it had my head buzzing and gave me goosebumps. If you can find it, it'll cost 4 times more than ginger. Galangal can be consumed raw, dried, and ground up, and is used in Asian cooking, most notably soups and broths. In India, oil is extracted and used in perfumes, where in Russia it's used to flavor vinegar and a liqueur. Being great for nausea and having stomach-smoothing properties, galangal has antibacterial properties, which is exceptional at building great health. Number 7, Ceylon olive. Grown on an evergreen tree up to 59 feet or 18 meters tall, this tree native to Sri Lanka produces a wild-harvested olive. Also found in Nepal, Myanmar, Malaysia, India, and Indonesia, the blue olive is 1 inch or 3 centimeters long, is high in starch and sugar, and low in protein. When ripe, they fall off the tree, which needs to be gathered quickly. A common sight among Sri Lankan street food, the Ceylon olive is enjoyed raw or cooked, added to curries, and also pickled. Many people find they cause constipation when eaten raw. For this reason, they're used as a treatment for diarrhea. In Florida, they're chopped up and added to tomato sauce dishes. The seed kernels, while difficult to shell, taste similar to Brazil nuts. The leaves of the Ceylon tree can reduce joint pain and are an antidote to poisoning. The reason we don't see this olive around the world probably stems from the fact that it can be difficult to germinate the seeds, taking up to 2 years. Number 6. Red vein sorrel. Native to Europe and brought to the United States by colonists, this herb can grow in cooler climates such as Iceland and Scandinavia. A member of the buckwheat family, the red vein sorrel hails by other common names like bloody dock, red vein dock, bloodwort, sheep sorrel, field sorrel, and sour weed. This leafy herb was named after its obvious veiny-like appearance, yet is actually considered a herb vegetable due to its ability to endure similar cooking times and temperatures as other vegetables. Tasting somewhat sour like a lemon, its acidic bite pairs well with savory dishes, soups, stews, and salads. A lemonless lemonade is made with these leaves due to having a lemon-like flavor. Steep leaves mixed with sugar is all it takes. Used in culinary aspects as well as for medicinal purposes, the red vein sorrel is highly detoxifying and acts as a diuretic. Benefits to the urinary tract, kidneys can also be enjoyed by drinking the juice of this herb. Tea is also made from steeping the leaves. The red vein sorrel helps aid fevers, inflammation, and scurvy. Nobody wants that scurvy that's been going around. Yar, matey. So go eat some sorrel. Typically added to stir fries, the oxalic acid in the leaves can cause stomach irritation if consumed in large volumes. Essiac, an alternative cancer treatment, has red vein sorrel as one of its primary ingredients, where Native Americans use this herb as an antidote for poisoning. Number 5. Snake gourd. This easily grown gourd grows up to 10 feet or 3 meters tall. White flowers turn into this long red fruit that resembles a snake, hence the name. The wild form of this gourd originates from Southeast Asia and Australia, but is also grown in India and Africa. Tasting similar to green bean pods, the snake gourd, or snake tomato as it's called, has its pulp blended to make a tomato puree-like sauce. The leaves are edible as long as they're cooked, where the juice of the leaves is used to aid in vomiting and the seeds used against worms. Number 4. White pumpkin. Originating in Central America, pumpkins have been around for hundreds of years. The white pumpkin was created in the 1980s. These pumpkins were specifically bred to be more and more white and are not an albino or genetic mutation. Multiple different varieties of the white pumpkin include Full Moon, Luminas, Valenciano, Ghost Pumpkins, Casper Pumpkins, and Silver Moon. Different varieties range in weight from 8 to 15 pounds to 60 to 90 pounds, or 3.6 to 7 kilograms to 27 to 40 kilograms. Long vines will produce these smooth, round pumpkins, which can range in color from a bright ivory to orangish or grayish. Some will have white flesh on the inside, while others, like this one I grew, has orange flesh. While more popular as an ornamental pumpkin for Halloween, these pumpkins are edible and have a mild, earthy taste to them and are high in vitamin E, potassium, iron, and fiber. Cooked just as you would with a normal pumpkin, they're baked, roasted, boiled, added to tarts, pudding, bread, custards, and waffles. Their earthy taste is a welcome addition to stews, soups, curries, oatmeal, and salad. The white pumpkin pairs well with many types of nuts, including walnuts, peanuts, pine nuts, as well as mushrooms, garlic, onions, and broccoli. Number 3. Price's groundnut. This rare member of the legume family is also known as Price's potato bean and Traveler's Delight. This groundnut, grown on a climbing yellowish-green vine, originates from a potato-like tuber. Native to the United States, specifically Tennessee, Alabama, and Kentucky, they're eaten cooked or raw. It has wonderful taste, much like sweet potatoes when roasted. Sometimes dried and made into a powder, Price's groundnut is a potato-like food that measures 4 to 6 inches or 10 to 15 centimeters. A common food of the indigenous people of Central America and the southern United States, they're usually found growing in open spaces in the forest canopy along ravines and creeks. Price's groundnut is listed as a threatened species. Habitat destruction is the main cause for this food disappearing off the planet. Also, disease hasn't been too friendly to it either. Number 2. Gai Lan. Chinese broccoli, or Chinese kale, is like a mix of bok choy and Swiss chard. Thought to have originated from the Mediterranean, it has thick, flat, glossy leaves with thick stems that produce a flower head in the middle. Growing to the size of a small broccoli, it tastes similar to one with a slight hint of bitterness. Gai Lan, the Cantonese name for this vegetable, is not only popular in Hong Kong, but in China as well, where it's called jilan in Mandarin. Not only grown in China, Gai Lan is found in Vietnam, Burma, and Thailand. While you can technically eat it raw, I wouldn't do that. Steamed with some soy sauce or sesame sauce is how this veggie is best enjoyed. The leaf part of this plant can be stringy and hard to rip apart with your teeth, so it's best to chop it up before cooking. It's commonly added to hot pot, stir fries, soups, and casseroles. Just as with other cruciferous vegetables, they're a good source of calcium, iron, vitamin A and C, among other nutrients. Number 1. Benihushi Mizuna. Typically having a green stem, this variety of Mizuna has a purple stem, resulting in a much higher antioxidant density. One of the easiest things to grow. When leaves are cut away from the Benihushi Mizuna, they'll regrow quickly. Being a biennial plant, or one that grows 2 seasons before dying off, the Mizuna needs help over the winter to continue growing for 2 full seasons. The serrated leaves of this plant grow in a rosette and prefer partial shade to grow. They can endure full sun if necessary, which can yield small edible leaves after 20 days and full-size ones after 40. There are multiple different varieties of Mizuna, including Komatsuna, vitamin green, red Komatsuna, Kyoto, Kiona, and this one, the Benihushi. Developed in Japan, this mild-flavored mustard is commonly grown for salad mixes and added to sandwiches. Typically consumed raw, they can endure light cooking, like a quick visit in a steam basket or among a stir-fry mix. Going well with garlic and olive oil and grilled with figs, the Mizuna leaves are sometimes pickled, called mizu and ichiyazuki, or overnight pickles, which are made from mizuan greens, red chili, and salt. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to grow any of these, links to seeds are available in the description. Be sure to check out part 1 and 2 if you haven't seen them yet. Big thanks to Polish botanist Wojciech for hooking me up with the snake gourd and Price's groundnut. Link to his informative blog is below. Consider subscribing, and until the next one, have a good one.